Welcome back to your quiet space for building English confidence.
Imagine it is Monday morning, 8:55 a.m., and the dreaded question is coming.
Your energetic colleague, Sarah, just walked in. She spent the weekend hiking and posting photos. You spent 48 hours on your sofa. She asks, "Hey, do anything fun this weekend?" Your chest tightens. You look down and mumble, "No, nothing special." The conversation dies instantly.
I used to dread Mondays for this exact reason. I felt like I needed an exciting life just to speak exciting English. I was totally wrong.
Today, we are going to fix that. You will learn 3 phrases to make your quiet, peaceful weekend sound exactly like the recharge you needed.
This is such a common source of anxiety, isn't it? We feel this immense pressure to perform. It is almost like a competition. Who had the best weekend? Who went to the coolest restaurant? Who climbed the highest mountain?
Exactly. And when you are learning English, that pressure is doubled. You are not just worried about your life looking boring, you are worried about your vocabulary looking small. You think, I do not know the words for what I did because I did not do anything.
Right. But actually, doing nothing is an activity. And in English, if you describe it the right way, it sounds wonderful. It sounds like a luxury.
That is the key shift we want to make today. We want to move from an apology to a celebration. When you say nothing special while looking at your shoes, you are apologizing for your life. You are telling the other person, I am sorry I am boring.
But when you use the right words, which we will teach you in a moment, you are telling them, I took care of myself. I rested. I am ready for the week. That is a completely different message.
It really is. So let's start with the first step, the trap of the word nothing. Why is this word so dangerous, Mark?
The problem with the word nothing is that it closes the door. If I ask you, how was your weekend? And you say, nothing much, or I did nothing, there is nowhere for me to go. I cannot ask you a follow-up question about nothing.
It creates a dead end, and then the silence happens. That awkward, painful silence where you both just smile and look away.
Exactly. And the other person might feel a bit awkward too. They might think they upset you or that you don't want to talk to them. So even if you literally sat in a chair for 2 days, we need a better word than nothing.
So let's look at our first vocabulary transformation. We are going to replace nothing with a power adjective. My favorite one for this situation is low-key.
Ah, yes, low-key. L-O-W-K-E-Y, low-key.
It means quiet, relaxed, and not flashy, but it has a very cool, positive feeling. If you say, I had a low-key weekend, it sounds like you made a choice. You chose to be relaxed.
Yes, it implies that you could have gone to a party, you could have gone skydiving, but you decided to keep it low-key because you wanted to relax. It sounds confident.
So imagine the scene again. Sarah asks, do anything fun? Instead of saying, no, nothing, you say, I had a very low-key weekend.
Listen to the difference in tone there. I had a very low-key weekend. It sounds nice. It sounds comfortable.
Another great word for this is restorative. This is a bit more advanced, but it is beautiful.
Restorative. It comes from the word restore. It means you brought your energy back. You fixed yourself.
If you work a hard job, or if you study English very hard, you need to restore your energy. So if someone asks about your weekend, you can say, it was very restorative.
That sounds sophisticated. It tells me that you are a person who values their health and their mental state. It makes me respect your doing nothing.
Let's try one more alternative to nothing. This one is very common in native speech. It's the phrase catch up on.
Ah, yes, catch up on. We use this when we are behind on something.
Usually sleep.
Almost always sleep.
So you can say, I just caught up on some sleep, or I caught up on some rest.
This is a perfect answer because everyone understands it. Everyone is tired. Everyone wishes they could sleep more. If you say, I just caught up on some sleep, the other person will probably say, oh, I am jealous. I wish I did that.
Suddenly, you are not the boring person. You are the lucky person. You are the one who is well rested.
So we have 3 options to replace nothing. 1, it was low-key. 2, it was restorative. 3, I caught up on some sleep.
I want you to take a moment right now, wherever you are listening, and whisper those 3 phrases. It was low-key.
It was restorative.
I caught up on some sleep.
Already that feels better than nothing, doesn't it?
Much better. But we cannot stop there. If you just give a one-sentence answer, it can still feel a little short. We need to add a little bit of color.
We call this the detail technique. This is the secret weapon for introverts.
The mistake many learners make is thinking they need to tell a whole story. They think, if I speak, I have to give a beginning, a middle, and an end. That is too much pressure.
It is too much grammar to worry about, too. You don't need a story. You just need one tiny sensory detail.
Just one. It proves that your weekend was real. It gives the other person a picture in their head.
For example, if you just stayed home and read a book, don't just say, I read a book. Add one detail. I read a book by the window.
Or, I read a mystery novel.
Or even, I finally finished the book I have been reading for months.
See how that changes it? Let's look at the difference. Version 1, I stayed home, I read. Version 2, it was pretty low-key. I just sat by the window and finished my book.
Version 2 is warm. It has an atmosphere. I can picture you by the window. I can maybe imagine a cup of tea. It invites me into your world for a second.
And you did not have to use complex grammar. You just added by the window.
Let's try another example. What if you just watch TV?
The classic boring weekend. I watched Netflix.
How do we use the detail technique here?
We can name the genre. I binge-watched a really good documentary.
Binge-watched is a great phrase for watching many episodes in a row. It is very natural.
Or you can describe the feeling. I stayed in my pajamas and watched movies all day.
Stayed in my pajamas. That is the detail. It paints a picture of total relaxation.
And again, say it with a smile. I stayed in my pajamas all day. You are owning it. You are happy about it.
What about cooking? Maybe you just made dinner.
Don't just say, I cooked. Say, I made a huge pot of soup. Or I tried a new spicy pasta recipe.
Spicy is the detail. Huge pot is the detail. These little words act like hooks. They catch the listener's attention.
So the formula is the adjective, low-key, restorative, plus one detail.
Let's put it together. It was really restorative. I just made a huge pot of soup and relaxed.
Perfect. That is a complete, confident, interesting answer. And you barely left your kitchen.
You know, before we move on to the next step, I want to say something about confidence. Building these small scripts is how you build the confidence to speak in bigger moments. If you are enjoying this calm, detailed approach to learning, and you want to make sure you get our next lesson on handling other tricky social situations, please consider subscribing to the channel.
It really helps us keep this space quiet and ad-free, and it helps you build a daily habit of listening.
Just a quick click, and you won't miss the next step in your fluency journey.
Now, let's get back to the conversation. You have given your answer. You said it was low-key. You gave a detail. But now, the spotlight is still on you.
And for introverts, having the spotlight on you feels hot. It feels uncomfortable. You want to get that light off you as fast as possible.
This is where we use the pivot.
The pivot is a move you make to turn the conversation around. It is social judo. You take the energy coming at you and you gently push it back to the other person.
But you have to do it smoothly. You cannot just say, I slept, and you. That feels abrupt. It feels rude.
We need a bridge phrase that connects your answer to your question.
My favorite bridge phrase is, it was exactly what I needed.
Oh, I love that. It was exactly what I needed. It puts a nice period at the end of your sentence. It says, I am satisfied.
So you say, I had a low-key weekend. I just read my book. It was exactly what I needed.
And then you pivot. How about you? Did you manage to get out?
Did you manage to get out is a great question because it assumes they were busy. It is polite.
Or if you know they are energetic, like our colleague Sarah, who loves hiking, you can say, I bet your weekend was more exciting than mine. Where did you go?
That is a compliment to them. You are saying, I know you are an exciting person. People love to talk about themselves.
They really do. If you ask Sarah about her hike, she will talk for 5 minutes, and you can just listen, smile, and drink your coffee.
That is the goal. The goal of the boring weekend transformation is not to make you talk more. It is to make you talk better for 10 seconds, so you can stop talking and just listen.
That is a relief to hear. I think many learners believe fluency means talking nonstop, but fluency is often just controlling the flow of the conversation.
Exactly. It is about control. When you panic and say nothing, you lose control. The other person has to save the conversation. When you use the pivot, you are driving the car. You are steering the chat where you want it to go.
Let's review the 3 parts of our transformation before we do a simulation.
Part 1, the reframe. Use words like low-key, restorative, or catch up on sleep.
Part 2, the detail. Add one sensory piece of information. By the window, in my pajamas, a spicy recipe.
Part 3, the pivot. Close with, it was just what I needed, and ask about them.
Are you ready to try this in a real scenario?
Let's do it. We are going to run a simulation. I want you, the listener, to imagine you are in the office kitchen. You are making your morning tea or coffee.
I will be the energetic colleague. I'm going to come in with a lot of energy. I want you to listen to Anna's responses. Notice how calm she is. Notice how she
Doesn't rush. And notice that I don't lie. I don't invent a fake party. I tell the truth about my quiet weekend, but I frame it positively.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, morning. How are you? Good weekend?
Hey. Yeah, it was really nice actually.
Oh yeah, do anything fun? I saw the weather was great.
Honestly, I kept it very low-key. I had a super busy week last week, so I just stayed in and caught up on some sleep.
Oh man, that sounds amazing. I didn't sleep at all.
It was exactly what I needed. I just made some comfort food and watched a movie. How about you? Did you go hiking again?
And cut. That was perfect.
How did that feel to you, Mark, as the energetic colleague?
It felt totally normal. Actually, it felt good. When you said it was exactly what I needed, I felt happy for you. I didn't think you were boring. I thought you were smart.
And notice I used the phrase comfort food. That was my detail. I didn't say I cooked pasta. I said I made comfort food.
That instantly makes me think of warm, delicious food. It's a great detail.
And the pivot worked?
It worked perfectly. As soon as you asked, did you go hiking again? I was ready to launch into my story. You were free.
Let's try one more variation. This time, let's imagine the learner has kids or a busy family life. So the weekend wasn't relaxing, but it was still just home stuff.
Good point. Sometimes it's not peaceful, it's just chores.
In that case, we can use the word domestic.
Domestic, relating to the home.
You can say, it was a very domestic weekend, just lots of laundry and family time.
That is a great phrase, a domestic weekend. It sounds organized.
Let's run that simulation. Same start.
Hey, good weekend? Up to anything exciting?
Not really exciting, but good. It was a very domestic weekend.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just tackling the laundry mountain and playing with the kids. It was nice to just be home, though. Did you manage to get out of the city?
Perfect. Tackling the laundry mountain. That is a vivid detail.
We all have a laundry mountain. It makes you relatable.
And you ended with, it was nice to just be home. That is the positive spin. You are not complaining. You are appreciating.
I want to address one more thing, Mark. The fear of the follow-up question.
What do you mean?
Sometimes learners are afraid that if they give an answer, the other person will ask for more details that they don't have the vocabulary for.
Ah, I see. So if you say, I watched a documentary, you are scared they will ask, who was the director, or what was the political implication of the second act?
Exactly. And that fear makes you freeze. But here's the secret. Most people are just being polite. They don't actually want a film analysis.
They are just filling the air.
Yes. So if they ask a hard question, you can just give a simple feeling answer. Oh, I don't know the director's name, but the story was really moving.
It was really moving. That is a great safety phrase.
Or it was really funny. It was really intense. You can just describe your emotion. You don't need facts.
That is such a relief. You are allowed to not know things. You are allowed to have a fuzzy memory.
Especially on a Monday morning. Nobody expects you to be Wikipedia.
So, we have built a full strategy here. We have taken the fear out of how was your weekend?
We have turned it from a test into a connection.
I think the most important thing for our listeners to remember is that being an introvert or being a quiet person is not a disadvantage in learning English.
In fact, it can be a superpower. Introverts are often better listeners, and good listeners make the best conversationalists.
You just need to give yourself permission to be yourself in English. You don't have to invent a new personality. You just need the words to describe your actual personality.
If you love sitting on the sofa, love that in English. Say, I love my sofa time. It is my sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Beautiful word.
If you love reading, say, I got lost in a book.
If you love sleeping, say, I am a professional napper. Make a joke of it.
Confidence comes from honesty. When you try to hide who you are, your English suffers because your brain is doing two jobs, translating language and inventing lies.
That is exhausting. No wonder people feel tired after speaking English.
But when you tell the truth, I did nothing and it was great. Your brain only has to do one job, finding the words.
And today, we gave you those words.
Let's do a quick recap of the vocabulary so it sticks.
Okay. Instead of boring, we say
Low-key.
Instead of lazy, we say
Restorative.
Instead of I slept, we say,
I caught up on some sleep.
and the structure for
Your answer is adjective plus one detail.
It was low-key. I sat by the window.
It was domestic. I tackled the laundry.
It was restorative. I made a huge pot of soup.
And finally, the pivot.
It was exactly what I needed. How about you?
I want you to imagine using this next Monday. Visualizing success is a huge part of learning.
Close your eyes for a second if you can. Picture your colleague. Picture them asking the question. Feel that little spike of adrenaline.
Now, picture yourself taking a breath, smiling, and saying, "It was really low-key. I just relaxed."
Feel how the tension drops. Feel how the other person smiles back.
That is the feeling of fluency. It is not about perfect grammar. It is about connection without panic.
You can do this. You have the tools now.
And remember, your weekend belongs to you. You don't owe anyone an exciting story. You only owe them a polite interaction.
That is a very freeing thought.
Next time you have a quiet weekend, I want you to try this. Do not say nothing. Use the word peaceful or low-key.
See how it changes the way people look at you. And see how it changes the way you feel about yourself.
If you enjoyed this calm approach to speaking skills, we have another episode that pairs perfectly with this one.
It is about handling that awkward silence in an elevator. You know, when the doors close and you are trapped with a neighbor?
It is the same principle. Small, calm phrases to handle big social pressure. You can find that linked right here.
Thank you for letting us be part of your study routine today.
Enjoy your low-key moments. We will speak to you soon.